Welcome back, America. I'm joined by my friend, Salena Zito. Salena, I haven't talked to you since Charlie was murdered, and so I hate to ask you, but how have you been since that happened, and how did it hit you?
So I think we've talked about this a lot when we're talking about the book Butler, and that I never cried. And I never could figure out why. And other than I had a job to do and I continued doing it. And I cried last week and I cried Wednesday, I cried Thursday. In fact, I've cried every day since it's happened. It just really, really gutted me. I've known that kid since he was 18 years old. A really bold and brassy kid that was going to change the world, and he did. And I, when you read Butler, you see all of these young people. I kept reporting this throughout the campaign last year. I'm like, y'all aren't paying attention. There are a lot of young people out here, young women, young men. They're excited, they're happy, they feel purposeful. And a lot of that came from Charlie. And so, he had a very direct impact on this younger generation. And if you read the piece I wrote today, they aren't going to shrink. They are going to be bold and purposeful and in carrying forward what he inspired them to be part of.
I had the founder of Focus, which is the Catholic equivalent to a lot of evangelical organizations on campus, and they've had a bulge, a blip of enthusiasm, but there's also fear, Salena.
Yeah.
Have you talked to anyone who's afraid?
No, not at all. I've talked to people who are disappointed. I went to Mass on Sunday, little country church in Westmoreland County, Pennsylvania. You couldn't get in the back door. I went to a revival. I hope people read my story right now. That I have.
Where is it?
It's you can just go to my Twitter feed, Zito Salena. It's right up there. I went to a revival in the heart of the city of Pittsburgh, right in the Hill District, a historical Black neighborhood. There's a church there that's called Sanctuary. There were busloads of kids going that on Sunday, just busloads. And they were feeling bold and purposeful. And they talked about continuing on and being bold in their faith and being, just like your photo, and being bold in their faith. Now, not all of them shared Charlie's political views, but what happened to him brought a lot of them over. And it is a sea change. Like yesterday, I was at my little grandson's flag football practice, right? These are a little bit older people, right? These are mid-30 people that are there, moms right there. The way they were talking about how much this impacted, one woman had taken they just went off to and rented a cabin in a state park. Like they had to get away from it. They needed to get, as someone said, get back in touch with nature. And
Salena,
these women are motivated and impacted.
After the president was shot, the day after, he called you a half dozen times or more.
Yeah.
Have you talked to him since Charlie was murdered?
Yeah, we've only texted. This is what I will say to you about how this has impacted him. The thing that really impacted President Trump was not necessarily that he was shot at, but it was that Corey Compatore died. He died going to have a day with his family, spend the whole day there, eat French fries covered in cheese, right? Like dressed in red, white, and blue. It was a family event. It was a community event. And he died just because he came to see President Trump. It's the same thing about Charlie. This is just a straight line from Trump to Charlie, in that Charlie's work it helped the conservative populist movement, right? It was very helpful for it last year, and it continued to be so in enlightening young people. And so Trump, I think, looks at it the same way. This was someone who was celebrating what they've achieved, and he died.
So what happened? Did you opine in your article, which I will read? Just go to Go to Zito Salena on X. Zito Salena on X. Everything Salena writes is also at her website, but go to the X feed to find this article. Did you write about what happens next? Do you have any guesses?
I'm still working on that. I have seen a surge of people, moms, women, buying guns, and being very bold and not backing down in their beliefs. The thing that really bothered me, Hugh, was some of these young people said to me, you know, when I was growing up, Mr. Rogers told my generation, go to the helpers, the teachers, the nurses, the doctors, the counselors. And I'm seeing those helpers are the ones that are saying, not all of them, obviously, but they're the ones that are saying the most hateful, spiteful things. They don't, you know, not all of them. Again, I don't want to put everyone in that basket.
No, but there is a sickness in our country. There is a deep sickness in our country.
And those are the helpers. Like you see it in the helpers, and that really has upset these young people, because it's just like people my generation having lost trust in institutions. Now with the behavior of some people, you have lost the young people in trust in the most important people in their lives.
That's very well said, Salena. It's sort of like the trust that was lost in the CDC because of Doctors Fauci and Collins and everyone else who went along. Very hard to get trust back. Quick exit. Do you expect campuses to shut down political speech or to protect it?
If they try to shut it down, I will say this, there will be a way. I have seen local high schools and local community colleges and universities opening chapters or in the process of opening chapters here in Western Pennsylvania by the dozens. They will find a way to speak. Okay, I can't speak on a college campus. That's fine. There's a parking lot 3 blocks away from that I can get a permit to speak. And I'll do it. Not meaning me, but the young people.
Salena, thank you.
They are the counter-revolution. These young people are the counterculture. They are the revolution.
Thank you for that. I will go over to X and find your piece and repost it. In the meantime, everything Salena writes is at salenazito.com.